Hi everybody, welcome back. Today for you I am doing my review and demo on the new Fenty by Rihanna. This is the Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I have been waiting for this dewy version to come out forever. I absolutely love the soft matte Pro Filt'r foundation, but I love a more luminous dewy foundation most of the time. So I have just been waiting with bated breath forever for them to come out with this one. Still comes in the same 50 amazing shades, including our olive undertone girls. Woohoo! They do claim that whatever your shade is in the soft matte will be the same shade in the hydrating. I do find with my shade it is an identical match, so there's no differences. I think I've seen a couple of other people review that there might be a slight difference, that maybe this one looks a little bit deeper or even in some cases a little bit lighter, and I really don't think that it's the shade that's changed any. It's the way that the light reflects off of the skin, because this does have a very luminous finish, as you will see. So without any further ado, let's get into the demo. So I'm going to start off priming like I always do. I'm going to start off with 3 squirts of the Urban Decay Quick Fix. That's just my favorite, like, all over face primer. I generally just kind of pat and slightly massage that into the skin, mostly a patting motion just to get it in. And of course I'm going to go in with my standard, my tried and true, my Smashbox Photo Finish, the original. So I only dot that in the areas where I have large and visible pores, and then lightly massage that in. That is just kind of my ride or die of all primers, and so it is always the one that I first test with all of my foundations. So I'm going to do my face using my IT Cosmetics. This is the What Are You? I think this is one of the smaller Heavenly Luxe brushes. So the instructions on the package do say to massage the package in order to mix up your foundation. And it's great because it's got the squeezy tube plus a pump. This is like my favorite, absolute favorite delivery system for foundation. Just, you know, word out there to all the manufacturers: you're wasting a lot of money on glass bottles. I know some people do like glass bottles because, I don't know, they make them feel luxurious or whatever, but squeezy tube with a pump is where it's at. So I'm going to take 1 pump of the foundation and start dotting that on. Now it might look a little bit lighter than me. This is my normal shade of Fenty, which is 290, which is medium to tan skin with olive undertone. But, you know, I am kind of still tanned, so it might appear just a little bit light. I do feel, though, that once it's sat on the skin a little bit, it's not that it oxidizes, it just, as it dries down, it kind of deepens a little bit, kind of like a liquid lipstick does. So then it will match a lot better. And I'm just gonna, you know, I'm kind of stippling, swiping. And I'm using a brush because, as you know, you can see my melasma. It doesn't show up as much in the studio lights, but, you know, under real light, it's very intense still. It is starting, I've noticed, to back down. We've kind of been hit with this snap of pre-fall weather, if you will, and I'm not happy about that. So I feel like my summer's getting cut short. I haven't been out in the pool like in a week. Like, seriously, I have not been out in the pool. Well, I got it in a couple days ago. I had to be vacuumed, but it was kind of chilly. So we're just gonna go ahead and put that in. This brush works so well, you almost really don't need to bring in the Beauty Blender, like, to get rid of brush strokes, because you really won't have them. So there you go, that's 1 pump, and like I said, it is going to look a little bit lighter, and I'm probably also getting some flashback because of the sunscreen that I've got on underneath all of this with my skincare, but it does match my neck just like perfect right there. But this is 1 layer, and as you can see, compared to over here, it's done just a ton of coverage. It does claim to be a medium to full coverage, so it is buildable. So I'm going to go in with another pump. Some people might be able to get away with just 1 pump for their entire face. I think that pump was a little short on me. I usually need 2 to 3 pumps because I'm doing, you know, some major coverage. So, and then we're just going to start blending that in again. So that's with one layer, and like I said, it does look pretty, especially in the camera, but I think it's mostly the studio lighting. It makes it look a lot lighter than it is because we're getting some flashback from the sunscreen I have underneath, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and go in and build this up a little bit, just normally where I would build it up. So I'm going in with about 3/4 of a pump. I'm actually going to go ahead and take the Beauty Blender with this one just to show you that you really kind of don't lose any coverage with it. I like to use a brush sometimes. So as you can see there, that builds up really nicely. So a lot of that darkness that was there was gone. We're going to go down my nose. Almost hides my mole. Almost. And then out here where it's really deep across my cheeks and my mustache that I don't have. And so there you have it, where it's built up amazingly. I mean, you can still see a little bit of melasma poking through there, but nowhere near where it was. I never expect 100% lockdown coverage when I'm trying to hide that, because it just doesn't happen. But I mean, it's all over. It's just really pretty. But the glow is so dewy. So dewy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. So I went ahead and finished my makeup. So here's our foundation all applied. I'm going to bring you in close so you can get a good look at like my pores. Well, I don't know about if you'll be able to see them that well, but you'll be able to see up close of the foundation finished. Then I'm going to go throughout my day, come back, try to do a check-in or two if I can or remember to. But let's pull you in. So here you are in nice and tight. So you can kind of see once it's all finished. I did set it a little bit, and I will speak on that when I come back. But that's what we've got so far. So like I said, I'm going to go about my day, and then I will come back and give you the full wrap up, thoughts, claims, deeds, all that good stuff. So here we are 8 hours into the wearing of the foundation. So after 8 hours of wearing it all day, and I've been here, there, and everywhere and out and about, and I'm actually kind of a little bit warm right now. I was doing some running around right before I sat down. The foundation has not moved. It hasn't shifted. It hasn't started like separating weird anywhere. The only place it's moved is like right here around in this region, and that's where I have physically moved it, where I've touched my mouth. I ate, I've been drinking like sodas all day long. My nose has been itching, and just my allergies are on 10 today here. The mold count is through the roof. So when I pull up my mirror and I look up here real super close, one of the places I'm going to be real critical of is like right here around our nose. We all know that around where our little nostril flares are, that product can get in there and it can seep in there, and then it kind of gets all gunky, and that's where it's going to move. And I'm looking here, and I'm not seeing anything in my operator voice. I'm not seeing any of it gathering anywhere at all. It still looks really smooth. It feels really smooth. And I can make a side note here that I do know after 8 hours of wear with the Fenty matte that I will see just that little bit that I expect to see, or around my little nostril flares, that if you were to take your finger or a beauty blender or even something to blot it and did this, that it would go back into place. But with this, I mean, I'm not seeing any of that. None whatsoever. It's not gathering there. It still looks really glowy and dewy and healthy. Now, the claims on the foundation are pretty gosh darn simple. They're right here on the side of the box. You can also go to Sephora's website and see them as well. But it says that it's a hydrating, medium to full coverage for all skin tones, long wear, light as air. And that is its claims. It says that it can give you medium up to buildable full coverage, and it's brings you to a perfect natural finish for normal or dry skin. Probably isn't the best for people with oily skin, and like any dewy foundation, to be quite honest guys, if you have really oily skin, this is not going to last on you very well, and it's not going to work for you very well. I have also tried this under different primers, as I always do. You know, when I do a wear test, I've been wear testing this, I guess for about a week or so. So I have tried it under different primers and different conditions. Of course, always the Smashbox Photo Finish Regular, the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. I've done the e.l.f. Poreless Primer and also the Milk Hydro Blur Grip Primer. And all of those, it performed just fine. I didn't see any differences with any of those primers after I used them, of it like clinging to it or anything like that. So I think this one's a really good one for just being very primer friendly. You know that some foundations don't like certain, they just don't play together. This one seems to play together with all of the primers, at least that I tried. I will have to say, this one you're going to want to set. Now, possibly if you have the driest of dry skin, you won't have to set it because your skin might just soak up all the extra moisture that the product has. But I would say if you have just regular dry skin to normal skin to even combination skin, you're gonna have to set it. It's not going to set itself. It's gonna stay tacky on the skin. So let me go ahead and give you some of the details on the foundation itself. The Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation, just like the matte foundation, is 1.08 ounces or 32 milliliters, so you're getting a little bit more than an ounce. It comes in 50 shades, and all of the shades correspond with the Pro Matte. So again, like I said, as long as you know what your shade is in the matte version, it's going to be the same in the corresponding hydrating version. Comes in this soft plastic squeezy tube with a pump. The shade I'm wearing is a number 290. That is for medium to tan skin with warm olive undertones. That's me. Basically, I fondly call it Leyla in a bottle. The cost on this one is $35, just the same as the matte version, available exclusively at Sephora stores or FentyBeauty.com. And I just think it's an amazing foundation. I have been waiting for this version with bated breath since this one came out. So for me, shade range is amazing with Fenty as it is, because you got that whole spectrum and you get into that warm olive, which is where I live, which is just so amazing that it's available. And now that they have it in this dewy finish, I am just over the moon, because I so prefer a more hydrating, dewy looking finish rather than a matte, just because, I'm 45, guys. I'm not 14. Matte foundations make me look a little bit older because I look a little bit crazier. What I can't wait to do next is mix them. And is this going to become my dynamic duo when they're mixed? Because as it stands, what has been my dynamic duo of foundations forever has been the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow and Pro Matte. I love those mixed together. That's just how I wear them all the time. And it's stunning. It's amazing. It's the best ever. It is my go-to foundation from anywhere. Drugstore, high-end, doesn't matter. But now we have a new contender. So is this where it's going to be? I don't know. I will definitely let you guys know how I feel about the two of them mixed together. I haven't done that yet because I wanted to wear test this on its own by itself. And so that's it. That is what I have for you today. My review and demo of the new Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation. Once again, of course, I want to thank you as always for spending a little bit of your time with me today. I truly, truly do appreciate it. And as always, before you leave, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. You definitely don't want to miss out on any videos that I have coming up. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.